Hello, welcome to the Rich and Simple Living. My name's Maria and this is my daughter Sian. Sorry, I'm banging you. You're watching our Vlogmas 2023. Today I thought we'd have a chat about presents. Presents that we liked best, presents that we perhaps didn't like so much, and surprise presents that we've had throughout the years. Things that might stand out in the mind. So I thought what we'll start on first of all is presents that we like the best, and we'll have a little chat about that. So I've got a lot of things to look back on because I've got a lot of years behind me, but Sian, not so many. So we'll chat about what presents we like best. Is there anything outstanding in your mind that you like best? What presents do you like having?
When I get badges.
Badges. So everybody goes for great big things and Sian just likes badges. Explain what sort of badges you do like though, and what kind of badges you have.
Mainly just country badges, like badges with flags on.
Flags,
really.
countries. Sian likes countries. Anybody who's not watched a lot of our vlogs, Sian's into her countries and all the different countries around the world. She likes flags and anything to do with countries. So badges is one of the latest things you've been collecting from different countries, isn't it? But you've also been having some pins with dinosaurs on and things like that, haven't you? You've had, or am I thinking of something else?
You're thinking of the things that hang on my tree.
Oh, sorry. Thinking of
But
a tree thing.
for Halloween, I did have like badges of cats, and I had one of Zero from not the museum. Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah. So you've got a few different ones, not just Christmas ones.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So they're the favourite things you like.
Yeah, I like getting books and films as well.
Yeah, you do like books, don't you? Bedrooms, you've got bookshelves. It's floor to ceiling, high on book. I can't talk today. On bookshelves, and she got them around the room, and they're packed with books. And she keeps saying, "I don't know where I'm going to fit any more books." But we got a spare room, so I think we're going to have to start in there next. But yeah, she does like books. And what sort of books do you like reading, Sian?
I like a lot about history.
Yeah.
But I also like books about animals as well.
Yeah, you love animals, don't you? And you love history. In fact, because she's homeschooled, she does a lot of reading, and we're going to do a review after Christmas for anybody who's interested in what sort of books Sian's been reading during her last school year and the sort of books that she's hoping to read this coming school year as well. So for people who follow for homeschooling, although we don't do many homeschooling videos now, but for anybody who does or anybody who's just interested in what sort of things Sian actually has been reading, after Christmas, after in the new year, we'll do a review on that. So yeah, that's it for yours. I'm hoping you can hear her all right. I've had to put the microphone right there, so I'm hoping you can hear us. Actually, I might just move it across a bit more. Sometimes I put it down between us, but because we're on the sofa, I don't know if you'd hear, so I thought if I put it a bit higher, might pick us both up, enough for you to hear. So yeah, that's like all your favourite things. So if you open your presents Christmas Day and you get books, DVDs and badges, you're happy.
Yep.
That's you content. So myself, sort of things I like having, the sort of things I put on my list, Dettol soap. I always put that on my list, Dettol soap, because that's the soap I use and that's what I like to have. So, but if I was to think of anything else, I think maybe books. I like books. I like reading books, fictional type of books, but based around World War II. So there'd be like a bit of realism in it, but the characters and families are fictional, you know. So yeah, I like reading books from them. And gardening books and cooking books and things like that I like. So I don't like books that are too fancy. If I'm reading like cooking books, I don't like them too fancy, and I like sort of good old-fashioned homely cooking. I like that sort of thing. So I'm happier with older cooking books. And same like with gardening. I'm not into all this fancy gardening things. I like to just sort of grow good and old-fashioned and basic. Grow me greens. So that sort of thing. But I like reading about other people who are creating like a way of life for themselves with gardening, growing their own food and doing their own thing as much as possible. I like that sort of thing. So if I get books and things like that on that kind of subject, that's me happy. I like that sort of thing. So what about presents that you've perhaps not liked as much or maybe disliked? It's a bit rude to say dislike because it's like saying, oh, I don't like your present. But everybody always has something that perhaps wasn't a favourite thing, or you look and think, why did they get me that? So have you got something like that, Sean?
When I get makeup.
Makeup. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sean's not a girl who likes makeup. I mean, she's a teenager, but I don't know, they say girly girl with all the makeup and everything, but Sean's not so much like that. She doesn't like makeup. She doesn't want to put makeup all over her face, and she's not into painting her nails very much. She used to like painting her nails when she was younger, but she's not keen on that. She doesn't like the feel of it or anything like that. She just likes as she is. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Better for her skin, I expect. But at this moment in time, that's what she's not so keen on having. But although having said that, you like other products, like you like shampoos and bubble baths, well, shower gels now. She used to love bath bombs, but she tends more to shower now. And she likes nice shower gels and things like that. So she does like some things like that, but not so much on the makeup side, you know, yeah, eyeshadows and lipsticks and things like that. As for me, something I'd have to go on the dislike side, and the person who bought it me is no longer around, so I can say I disliked her, although I always told her I disliked them anyway. And that was when I was little. At Christmas, we always had a stocking. A stocking was like one of your mum's old pair of tights, maybe one leg had laddered, but one leg was good, so she'd cut the good leg off and fill it with things and, you know, tie it at the end of your bed. And in it, one of the things was every year was a sugar mouse. I hated it. I don't really like sugar as in, you know, like a sugar mouse or things that are really, really sweet and just taste like you're just eating sugar. And with a sugar mouse, it was just like eating sugar. It was what it said it was, a sugar mouse. And I hated it, really hated it. I didn't like it. Oh, the first time I ever tried one, I remember spitting it out. It was horrible. And my mum had a really sweet tooth and she loved them. And I can't remember what I did with them. I never ate them. I think I probably gave them to my brothers, unless my mum took it back and ate it herself. I can't really remember. It's possible I gave my brothers or maybe swapped it for something that they weren't so fond of. I don't know. But if I ever think back Christmases when I was younger especially, I mean, that's the only thing I can think that I didn't really like, except for when I was older, actually. A few years before my mum passed away. She bought me one year some drawer liner. Now, that's very old-fashioned things. Don't know if you remember your mum's grandmothers with the good old wooden drawers, and they always lined them with something, nice fancy paper or something. They were always lined. And my mum bought me some lavender drawer liners, and I just don't use drawer liners, and I didn't want to use them, and it did smell very strong, and I thought I don't want everything in my drawers smelling like that either. So I remember giving them to a charity shop. So it wasn't that it was an awful present, but it just wasn't a present I would use, and I never did tell her that I'd given them to a charity shop. But she did know I didn't like the sugared mice, and she knew I hated that because my mum was a person who you had to have sugar. She came from a time period when sugar sort of fed you and was always insistent on giving you sugar. It was good for you then, they thought, but no. So they're the things that I can remember not liking. So, surprise presents. What's the best surprise present you've ever had, Sean? I'm trying to get a bit closer to her so that the sound picks her up.
The only one I can think of was last year when Lisa adopted me a Spitfire.
Yeah, she adopted you a Spitfire, didn't she? So she got one of these plain adoptions for a year, and it was a Spitfire. But we never got to see it because it was way too far away from us.
It was.
You were allowed one visit, I think, wasn't it?
It was in Oxford or something.
Yeah, in Oxford, and we're a long way from Oxford. We're a lot further up the map from that. So, yeah, that was out of the question. But she had information on it and everything, didn't you? So it was quite nice. So that was a surprise present. Surprise present, like myself, probably was from Lisa as well. She's very good at surprise presents. One Christmas she bought me a cordless Hoover, and that was really good because I've gone through no end of Hoovers since I've been married, no end of them. And I was getting fed up because I always get the cords tied up with everything and or the end of the nozzle under chairs, and I've got no patience. I'll just yank at them, so I end up going through no end of them. But yeah, she bought a cordless one, which I've still got, and it works brilliantly. So that was a surprise. I had no idea I was going to get one, and it was a total surprise. And another surprise that she got us was my telly. Well, Lisa said it was on the blink. I can't remember what was wrong with it. I think it was just going a little bit discoloured down one side. And Lisa said it was not going to last a lot longer. She kept saying, you needed a new telly, Mum. No, it's all right. Till it goes, it's fine for me. You know, I don't believe in buying things unless they're totally gone. But then this Christmas, she surprised a joint present with me and Dean. And it was a television, new television, which we've still got because it was only a couple of years ago she got it. And yeah, that was a total surprise because she'd only got a small bedroom and I haven't got a clue where she hid it or how she hid it. But there it was, all wrapped. So I was quite amazed by that and quite surprised by that. So, yeah. Another year, actually, she buys big presents sometimes. My tumble dryer had broken and I didn't think nothing of it at all. I weren't too worried. But she left these instructions. It was a present for Christmas Day, but she couldn't get it to me on Christmas Day. I had to have, I think it was Christmas Eve or the day before Christmas Eve, and she'd left these instructions, I think Christmas Eve actually, that I had to get up, go downstairs, unplug my old tumble dryer and put it outside and wait. And lo and behold, followed the instructions, and a delivery driver turned up with a brand new tumble dryer and took me all one away. That was amazing. That was amazing. And I've still got that one as well. So, yeah, Lisa has this habit of giving you surprises. But when I was a child, everything was a surprise except for your main present. I used to always, well, not always, but I quite often pick what I wanted for my main present. My mum rather I didn't because I always went for the more expensive things, but a lot of them were surprises. So yeah, I think that's the best bit when you're a child. A lot of it is surprises because even if they do pick what they want, say what they want, they have other little bits that they don't know they're getting. And those little bits are often meaning more to them because they didn't know about them than the bigger bit that they chose. I always found that. So yeah, so that'll just leave. So I'll ask Sian what she sort of thinks she's put on this year's Christmas list, what she's hoping for this Christmas. So what sort of things you've got on your list and you're hoping for?
They're mainly DVDs, to be honest.
Yeah, DVDs.
I mean, I don't really mind whether I get them or not, but I think, what did I actually put on there? I wrote 8 Below on there.
That's a DVD, 8 Below.
Yeah, it's about dogs in the Arctic and stuff.
Yeah.
And I wrote All Creatures Great and Small for the books and the series.
Yeah, that's the new series, isn't it? That's out.
And I wrote down The American Ghost because the British one isn't out yet.
Yeah.
But the American one is.
Yeah.
Can't think of anything else, you know.
To start with, because we do lists, because there's so many of us and it helps if there's a list circulating. She'd got about 3 things originally on a list and like, you know, there's about 20 of us in the family. They're going to buy presents, and I thought, you're going to need a little bit more than that on your list. And she really couldn't think of anything she wanted. And then you ask the grandchildren, they'll reel off everything under the sun, starting from the biggest game systems down to the smallest thing. And there's Sean, well, I don't really think I want anything. But then my two oldest grandchildren are like that as well. It's really hard to get from them what they want for Christmas because they just don't know. And you know, they're not too fussed anymore. They're just happy with the little things. Like my granddaughter, my eldest granddaughter gave me a list, and it read like a science experiment because it was all makeup and she'd put every detail of each thing on it. And it read like she was going to conduct a science experiment. But yeah, but when they're bigger, they don't bother so much. So, you know, it's not so bad. For me on my list, Dettol soap. Put Dettol soap. Put that every year. And I think some books, because Lisa bought me a book last year. And I think it was Christmas with the Spitfire Girls it was called. And I thought, oh, I looked it up and there was other books to the series. And that book sort of came 2 books in, I think it was, something like that. And I thought, oh, before I read that one, I'm going to need to read the others. So I did put the others on the list and said not to get the Christmas one. Because I thought that way then, if I get them, I can read them in order rather than just read one random book that's in the middle of like an episode of them, so to speak. So yeah, I put that on my list. And then I just asked for vouchers. Me and Dean both just asked for Amazon vouchers because we don't know what we want. There's nothing really we need. And I'm a bit of a skinflint, like to keep things until they all fall apart anyway. I think I've even still got a pair of socks from when I was 16. But yeah, we don't, not over bother. We're a bit frugal, so we're not too worried. But vouchers are handy because mainly in the summer, if you're doing jobs or doing something, or if something goes in the house, you know there's something there that can replace it because you've got all your vouchers, so it's a big help. So I do find that a lot better. So that's that for today. We didn't mean to ramble on so long. I was only coming on for a 10-minute vlog, and look at it, we're about 20 minutes in now, but there we go. I never stopped talking. We've tried to make it all Christmassy today. Look, we'd got the light coming in through the window. It's not evening or anything, but it was glitching us on and off, on and off. So we've put the tree light on, shut the curtains, and it looks all Christmassy, all aglow. Either that or it'll be so dark you won't see us. But anyway, that's that for today. Thank you for watching. And guess what? As I was doing this, I noticed we're 2 away from 1,000 subscribers. That's amazing. That's really amazing. And you know, thank you everybody who subscribed. I mean, you might all vanish after Vlogmas and think, oh, she's boring now, and all go again. But at this point, it's amazing. So thank you, everybody. Anyway, I hope you'll join us tomorrow for another Vlogmas. Until then, take care. Bye.